So I saw Captain America Brave New World. And my first thoughts about this movie is that it's trash. But most of you will like it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you will like it because it is a turn your brain off action movie. If you like all the Fast and Furious movies, you're going to like this movie. But I was sorely disappointed by it. It's not the worst Marvel movie. It isn't. But I think it's the second or third, at least of the ones I've seen. I really wanted this movie to win because of one, we have Anthony Mackie replacing Chris Evans as Captain America, and Chris Evans made us fuck with Captain America in the first place. We didn't give a fuck about Captain America before, right? And we in the real world we're dealing with all this anti-DI shit. um Black people are told that we're in the positions we're in because of diversity initiatives, not because of merit. And that, yeah, I don't see how you can't go into this movie and not think about that, especially if like you're a black person. And I liked Anthony Mackie as Falcon, and I actually liked him as Captain America in the Disney Plus series, Falcon and Winter Soldier, or was it Winter Soldier and whatever that fucking show was. I liked it until like the end, but most of it, it was good to me. Um, the plot is just all over the place, really. They're trying to have all these plot threads, several plot threads that coalesce at the end into like a big reveal, and it doesn't work because there's too much shit going on. The performances, this cast isn't bad. Like, we have great people on this cast, one of which is Anthony Mackie, but Mackie seems like he's not in the character. It seems like he knows the script is shit, so he's just there for a check. His performance is very stale to me. The best performances of this film are from Harrison Ford and Carl Lumbly. Harrison Ford is President Ross in this film, formerly General Ross. The villain that goes after the Hulk and shit. And Carl Lumbly is Isaiah Bradley, the Black Captain America that was unjustly imprisoned and experimented on. There are they are our only emotional tethers in this film. Isaiah Bradley, more so because being enslaved is like black people's like worst fear, right? Like, that's like at the top of my list, being enslaved. So it was just like, I felt for him because he is fucked over by the government again. And Harrison Ford, he is facing like estrangement from his daughter Betty because all the fuck shit he did in the previous Marvel movies. So and he's trying to actually be like a good president. Like, he's trying to be a great president. He's trying to be a great world leader, but all this shit is happening at the same time, and is preventing him from doing so. Even though he's a piece of shit in here too, I think Harrison Ford makes General Ross like, um I wanted to say consumable, but that would sound wrong. He makes him somewhat an enjoyable character, or someone you don't mind seeing on screen. Before I didn't give a fuck about General Ross, right? But Harrison Ford makes him like likable, right? A little bit. Weird. And yeah, this film just doesn't do it for me. The villain, we don't know why he's in the position he's in. We're just told like, this nigga's smart. Take it. Like, we don't know why, how he does how he does what he does. Like, this nigga is just super fucking smart. Just go with it. Um Anthony Mackie sidekick. I can't think of the dude's name right now, but I just found him. He was supposed to be like comedic relief, and I do think some people will find him funny, but I just found him fucking annoying. Like he just gets in the. It's just he's like the computer guy too, and it's just like he wherever he goes, he hacks into shit. Like it's just like I'm tired of that trope. Like he can't. I'm a software engineer. You can't just do that shit. Like you just can't. It takes me out of it. Maybe that's just a me thing. You know, yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. But whatever. Um, Shira Haas is like the head of the president's security team or something like that. His security analyst or something. She's like 100 pounds soaking wet, and she's a reoccurring supportive character. And this thin small lady is beating up dudes like 10 times her size. It's just taking me out of the film. I just didn't understand why she was there. Giancarlo Esposito was sorely underutilized. Like they why would they waste him like this? It's just like why is this nigga is like a class actor, A plus plus. It's just he's just a throwaway. I just didn't like this film. It was underwhelming. Um yeah, I thought because of all this shit we're dealing with in like real life, people were staying on code, and that's why people were giving it positive reviews. Like at first I felt like I was seeing Batman versus Superman, the theatrical release, because like, you know, we all know the ultimate edition is gas. But the theatrical version was just awful, and I remember people online saying like, well, the critics are wrong, oh, we're not listening to the critics. And I went there, I was like, no, the critics are pretty much right. And that's how I feel about this film too. It's trash. um yeah, but stick around for the full review, the spoiler review, and we'll go more in depth about this thing. See you then.